The realness of boxing broken down to its core. The analysis.
I say it like it is, and I will continue to say it.
History.
I got milk, baby.
The sweetest of the science.
Boy, come on, man, stop playing.
The art of the science with the realest Justin Adams.
Let's get it on!
Welcome to the Art of the Science podcast. You're here with the realest Justin Adams, per usual, in these sunny Chicago streets. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down. As you can see the shirt, all these flavors. You know what I'm saying? When you choose to be salty. I'm not too salty. Some salty people out here in these streets, but we have a lot of boxing to get into. We've had top rate cards. We've also had DAZN actually showed a card featuring Virgil Ortiz. There's a card going on as we speak on ESPN Plus with Joe Joyce. Fights happening on those cards. Also, you know, we got the big news with Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. The impact of those two guys getting back into the ring. It's an exhibition match, don't forget, but you know, still Tyson and it's still Roy Jones. One of the more legendary trainers passed away during the week as well. I mean, like I said, it's a lot to get into, so don't forget to, you know, subscribe, like, you know, comment on the page, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, Facebook Live as well. The audio's on both Google and Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud as well. You know, we do it, man. We just gonna get right into it, man. Like I said, you know, we got some boxing to go through. We got some news. We got it all for you covered here, bro. Come chill with your boy.
What? No. What is this?
I'm the realest Justin Adams, and welcome to Aots, Art of the Science, the realest boxing podcast out here in these internet streets.
Well.
Realest boxing news, unbiased analysis, breakdowns, and previews.
The most diabolical this side of the Mississippi.
Don't forget to follow me at JA_the realest and Art of Sci Boxing, ARTOFSCI Boxing. That's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, man.
First, Top Rank was on ESPN on Tuesday. Card headlined by Valdez. First, we'll start with the 2020 ESPY Pat Tillman Award winner Kim Clavel, the junior flyweight. She won her return match in dominating fashion. She hopes to return to the ring sooner than later, but knowing that, you know, her work as an overnight nurse and being able to help these people during COVID has become a real big priority for her. However, she does want to get back into boxing, but she does win in her fight. You also have Edgar Berlanga, man, the 168-pounder, the super middleweight out here. You know, 14 pro fights, 14 KOs, all in the first round. And number 14 was during the week. I mean, he's moving up in the ranks quickly. A lot of people are drawn to him because of his knockouts. And it would be great to see him, you know, move up and start fighting, you know, stiffer competition. His competition hasn't been that bad. I mean, he's going against guys that are considered durable fighters. You know, but however, you know, saying it's the nature of the beast. You know, you're starting to go through these guys pretty easily. Now it's time to up that comp for him. Also, Isaac Dogbo, he's back in the winning column, man. After losing 2 consecutive fights to Emmanuel Navarrete. He's come back. He won his fight in last round stoppage. I think he had an 8-rounder. He's with a new trainer, Barry Hunter, and Barry Hunter himself has even talked about him going back to 122. Dogbo looked, you know, about the same, body shots, landing the overhand rights, but you know, going back to 122, I think would be best for him as well. And hopefully he'll be able to carry some of that power back down that he was able to use on the Top Rank card. And then last but not least, on the Top Rank card at least, you had Oscar Valdez back in the ring doing his thing, 10th round stoppage over Velez. This is his 4th fight under Eddie Reynoso. And Eddie Reynoso, you know, obviously trains Canelo, Ryan Garcia, and I think Julio Cesar Martinez, I think he trains him as well. But point is, it seems like the countering, the rolling, the slipping the shots, that's not Valdez's game. Valdez is a guy that likes to initiate the fight. He likes to lead first and lead often. So, even though Reynoso is a great trainer, he's proven that with the fighters he has. Maybe this is not a fit for Valdez, or maybe just Valdez being able to apply certain things. But he still got the win on the Top Rank card on ESPN. That was on Tuesday. And then last night on DAZN, this card was headlined by Virgil Ortiz taking on Samuel Vargas. And first, let me get into this knockout with Seniesa Estrada taking on Miranda Atkins. Yeah, a KO in 7 seconds. I get it. It's quick. Like when you read that, you think first things like, oh man, 7 seconds in a knockout. Oh, I gotta see this. That's a damn shame what they did to that girl Atkins, man. She was not ready. She needed milk. She was not, like, you could definitely tell that she was very much outside her element. She looked lost. She was afraid to even come out the corner. Like, that's bogus. I don't know if Golden Boy knew that was the case, or if Miranda had something going on in her mind, or something else had changed. But definitely looked horrible, and she couldn't defend herself or anything. So yes, anyone that comes out like Miranda did is going to get knocked out in 7 seconds, regardless. I mean, I think Estrada ended up with like a 95% connect rate or something like that. But yeah, that's shameful. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a horrible display. Estrada's, like I said, still gets the win, but to me, it ain't shit. Like, that shit wasn't cool at all. But Virgil Ortiz stoppage was real nice. You know what I'm saying? Real nice. I mean, this is one of those fights where you win against a durable vet. Someone like Samuel Vargas has been up there with some top-level competition. Sometimes been able to show where he belongs, and other times just being washed. But, like I said, another step up for Virgil Ortiz. And Ortiz, fought in dominant fashion, man. Got the 10th round stoppage, TKO stoppage, and I don't know what's next for Virgil yet. You know what I'm saying? The only welterweight I could think of him fighting is Jesse Vargas, who is with Matchroom. So it'll be interesting to see who they match up Ortiz with. But Ortiz definitely is showing that he deserves to be a top prospect and actually becoming ranked in those top welterweights. Ortiz looks nice, man. Strings his punches together. Every punch he throws has some type of bad intentions on it. And I don't know. Ortiz has already said that he didn't want to take on Vargas. If he doesn't have to, he won't. But if he has to, he will. So, he doesn't want to take on his partner, but, if he has to fight his partner, he has to. And, hopefully Ortiz will be able to get back in the ring and show why, why he's considered the future of boxing. It's just, it's funny to me because it's like with Ortiz, a lot of people will look at that and say, okay, you look at the welterweights, you go to your Pacquiao, your Thurman, Porter, Garcia, all these guys that are with PBC, and then you got a couple guys with Top Rank. It's like, who else can Ortiz, fight to try to move up in the world? But, hopefully we could get him to stay active, keep being active. I mean, he has a co-sign from Errol Spence. That's a big co-sign. So let's see what the future holds for the future of boxing.
Undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Who next?
R I.P with the Realest.
I'm the best heavyweight champion in the world. I'm have WBC with me. I want who next?
You can follow Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. JA_the Realest. Art of Sci Boxing. That's ARTOFSCI Boxing.
You're a regular from down the street. What are you doing?
I want who next?
I'm getting hit up with texts, calls, comments, DMs, everything. And yeah, it's true, man. Mike Tyson is back in the ring. So is Roy Jones. So let's go through some of these details first. So Mike Tyson's 54 years old. Last time he fought was against Kevin McBride, and he lost that fight. Tyson lost that fight. And Roy Jones, if I'm not mistaken, his last fight he won. And I remember it being on like some super small card on UFC Fight Pass. point is, Tyson's 54, Jones is 51. They're going to be in an 8-round exhibition match. And this exhibition match, or matches, or card, I should say, because there's an undercard, I'll get into it in a little bit. It's supposed to be a part of a whole event of musical performances, and other types of entertainment. So it seems like to me this is literally an exhibition match. Both guys have stated that they're not really trying to go for knockouts here. This is just to show that they can still compete, which is kind of hard because if you're competitive, you're going to try to fight your best. However, these guys are older guys. But yeah, man, it's in September 12th. Same date that Canelo is still aiming for his fight. And to be quite honest with you, I'd watch it. Just to be real. I mean, this is if you're gonna have older guys come back, the least you could do is have them fight older guys. Now, the biggest thing here is, how much damage can they take? Do you give them heavier gloves? Do you put them in headgear? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, those certain things have to be established. But, I mean, it's official as of now. Both guys have both said that they are back in the ring against each other. It's an exhibition match, and it's not something that they're going to kill each other over. Both guys have put out workout videos. Don't look bad at all. I mean, they look good for 50-year-old men. And then what came from this, I'm going to go into the undercard, and then I'm going to go into something else Tyson is doing. So there's been news that Nate Robinson, two-time dunk champion, will be taking on YouTuber Jake Paul on the undercard. And to be quite honest with you, I'm with that as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the shits. My money's on Nate Robinson, and I just don't see him losing, to be honest. The betting odds for the type, and we gambling because, I mean, that's what Americans love to do. Love to gamble on something, put some money down on something. But they have Tyson as a 350 favorite, and then Roy Jones is a plus 275 as of now. Some betting sites have it at 175 underdog for Roy Jones. So most of them are seeing Roy Jones as the underdog, which, quite frankly, I see that as well. Again, this would be a cool fight to watch, and I'm taking it in every sense of the word. Exhibition. These fights, as of right now, these fights have nothing to do with rankings. This has nothing to do with boys trying to get title shots. This is just strictly a boxing match between two old guys. And speaking of old guys, Tyson started a venture called Legends Only League. It's an Instagram post he put up. There hasn't been too much more details about it, but I'm gonna use my imagination and just think of all these different older guys that want to come back out. Because remember when Tyson was coming out with the training videos, Evander Holyfield came out with one, Tarver came out with one, James Toney came out with one. Like, guys were coming back out with these videos of saying that they still got it at their advanced ages. And Shannon the Cannon Briggs, he always putting out vids of him still having it. So I mean, League, I keep thinking League of Legends, and then it's LOL. It's a lot with it. Legends Only League. When I think of it, I just think of a place where older fighters can still hang on by a thread and go fight here. And we have to remember too, with Tyson, he was offered a $20 million deal for bare knuckle fighting, and he was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? That's not the route he wanted to go. Smart man. Now the September 12th fight card, I will call it a fight card, or we'll call it a fight event for now. It's going to be a pay-per-view, and it's going to be on the app Triller. And if you use Triller, a lot of people use Triller to do like the lip sync videos. They'll have the real videos and stuff playing, and then it'll be like one of my guys does it for his music, and it's actually pretty decent. But did you think that Roy Jones and Tyson were not gonna fight on pay-per-view? You ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, them old heads coming out, they want the monies. They want the monies. And I want to see how much this pay-per-view is going to be as well. So as we approach the date, I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop of details, what's going on with it, what has changed. But as of right now, Tyson taking on Roy Jones, Nate Robinson taking on Jake Paul. I wonder the story between those two, why those two want to fight, or maybe they just had a contract out and Nate took it. I don't know how those two came up as a match. And like I said, I would definitely, as I learn more, I would definitely tell you about that. But man, it's a Tyson impact, man. I mean, this is the same guy. It's the same guy that went, had his memorable quotes, went to jail for allegedly raping, been through a lot of things. So a guy like Tyson using his imagination to make these things happen. I mean, Legends Only League. Let's see what happens with that. I'm gonna use my imagination. I just see old dudes fighting. I see old dudes doing, things in their old sports. And Tyson even said that one of his inspirations was Jerry Rice. And we know Jerry Rice, this man had the braids playing with Oakland with no hang time. He had the little Skittles as hang time on the back of his head, bro. That shit was hilarious. But anyway, point is, I'm gonna use my imagination for the LOL, Legends Only League, because this is what Tyson has done. Tyson's used his imagination to get these things off the ground into reality.
I think we need to have a house meeting, y'all.
Alright. Aots, Art of the Science, the realest boxing podcast in these internet streets.
Boxing? I want to see somebody knock that motherfucker's head off.
The realest, Justin Adams, bringing you that real boxing news, analysis, breakdowns, previews.
Hey, yo! Shut the up!
Come hold it down with the realest every Friday. Google and Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud.
I mean, really, man, we could just you up.
Fine. I guess I'll go.
And some quick other news. Billy Joe Saunders' suspension from the British Boxing Board of Control. They have dropped the suspension, but they however fined him $19,000. I think for pounds it was 15,000 pounds. But the same, it's 19 grand in US dollars. If you remember back in March, Billy Joe had put out a video. It was a punching bag, and he was enacting how a man, where a man should hit a woman if they start arguing during these quarantine times. And the video was honestly, it was stupid. Like, I don't understand why you put out some shit like that. But it seems like Billy Joe Saunders is a troll for the most part. Like, this is what he does. He trolls people. And he got fined in $19,000, but like I said, his license is no longer suspended. He can box. Like I said, some of the things he was supposed to be fighting Canelo, but that fell through. And it took a while for it to fall through because there was a lot of momentum behind that fight, which I was actually up for as well. I mean, that would have been a good fight. I think most people look at Billy Joe, look at him as a silly dude, but boxing wise, he's got it. Like, he's a really good boxer. And being able, a Billy Joe versus Canelo fight would definitely be a fight that people can definitely watch and be like, you know what, this is a fight I can accept as a legit fight. Now, Billy Joe, this is not the first time he's been fined by the Triple BOC. If you remember back in 2018, it was that viral video that went out when he approached a woman who wanted some crack. And he talked about her exchanging sexual acts to score these drugs, which was stupid as well. But he was fined $100,000 for that. So, I mean, if you gonna troll, man, yes, you doing the trolling. That's you messing up your bag, man. But y'all need to give Billy Joe Saunders something to do. Like, give him a Scrabble app. Give him Tetris or something. But man, don't give this man any more cameras. Let that man look. No camera zone when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders, and especially if it's his own. Go ahead and just snatch it up out his hand and kick it out his hand. He don't need no more cameras.
Hello, gentlemen, lady. How's everybody doing this evening?
AOTS with the realest, Justin Adams, the realest boxing podcast in these internet streets.
You ready? Ready? Yeah. I'm ready.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can catch the audio on SoundCloud and both Google and Apple Podcasts.
Bring it on. Come on. Bring your ass. Come on. Get up and come on.
Don't forget to follow the social medias. JA_the realest at Art of Sight Boxing. ARTOF SCI Boxing.
The only thing I'm stealing out here today is your face.
about, you know, matches that are coming up, matches that have been postponed, matches that, you know, are rumored. But Showtime was like, you know, Stephen Espinoza and Al Heyman and the crew were like, you know what, nah, just take this whole schedule for the next 4 months. So they came out with I guess it's an 8-card schedule. Decent great boxing. I mean, you get 2 of the events are pay-per-views, title fights everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So here, I'm going to pull it up because I'm a real G. I know 2 of them has to do with the Charlo twins, and the other one has to do with what's his name? Derevyanchenko. I know that for sure. So here, it starts from August and it goes to December. Showtime card. So August 1st, you have Stephen Fulton Jr. taking on Angelo Lee for a vacant WBO title. Fulton, I'll talk about him a little later as well. Great fight, by the way. Decent fight for Fulton to really, you know, put his talent on the mainstream. People can see what he really is, and you know, if he can move up and win that title and be able to get the better fights. August 15th, you got David Benavidez, super middleweight, defending his title against Romir Alexis Angulo. I mean, it's a match. It's this fight, but it, you know, yeah, and there's also a heavyweight fight on there. So if there's a heavyweight fight on there that looks somewhat decent, people will watch. You'll see, because I'm gonna watch. And that's August 15th. That's 2 weeks later. So then you go to September. You jump a month to September 19th, and you have Erickson Lubin taking on Terrell Gausha, and that's gonna be a good fight as well. That's gonna be explosive. Good dream middleweights. They're both, you know, at a crossroads in their careers, so this fight is more worth it than anything. It's unfortunate how Lubin got one of his losses, you know, against the Charlo, against one of the Charlos, and that knocked his stock way down. But he kept progressing, he kept getting better, so it's good to see him back in the ring. On the following week, on September 26th, pay-per-view, main event with the twins. So you got Maul taking on Sergey Derevyanchenko. Great fight. You know what I'm saying? This card is pay-per-view worthy. Like, this is, if you're gonna do a pay-per-view, this is a pay-per-view. So you got Maul taking on Derevyanchenko, and he's gonna be defending his WBC belt, and then Mel's gonna be taking on, Jason Rosario, and that's gonna be for 3 belts instead of just 1, because Rosario has a WBA and IBF, to my knowledge, yes, and Mel has the WBC. So if you have those 2 in the main event, I can see you selling that as a pay-per-view. I'm just being real. That's not too far away, September 26th. And then they're saying that other fights are going to be on there as well. So you might see a Brandon Figueroa on there. Diego Magdaleno might be on there. Like, this looks like it's going to be a loaded card. Pay-per-view worthy. You know what I'm saying? So you jump to October 10th. You have Sergey Lipinets taking on Adu Kakarov. He got so many K's and H's in his name, bruh. Kudratilo. They fighting. It's a welterweight main event. You know, Showtime got to have a couple of those cards where you're just seeing blue chip, you know, fighters, like fights, like guys that you know need to break to that next level. This is always a good card. I mean, Ryan Carl's on the card. No, I'm sorry, he's on September 26th card. They got Xavier Martinez, something decent. But following 14 days later, 2 weeks later, you have October 24th. You got Tank Davis taking on Leo Santa Cruz. Yes, sir. Great fight. I feel like I should do the thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man. And titles are on the line on this one as well. Good fight. It's kind of, I want to see how the weight's going to affect Santa Cruz and Tank both, because Tank comes out of weight a lot too. So that's why I hope happens. I hope they're able to get to the weight to fight. I think that's why they're trying to fight 130 pounds. So hopefully, I'm really cautious optimism. I want that to happen. I'll pay for that as well, but I want to see what the card is. I want to see what the undercard is on that one. You got Chris Colbert on November 28th. Decent fighter, rising contender. You know what I'm saying? Maybe another, of military talent, trying to get back on the mainstream. And then on December 12th, to end it, you have Nordine Oubaali taking on Nonito Donaire. And that's a good fight as well. I mean, Donaire is just riding this wave right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just riding this wave. He was able to fight very well, get a couple wins that people didn't see coming. Then Oubaali's going to be something serious. You know what I'm saying? So that's the matches that are made. These are the matches that are, like, there's still a couple more coming up soon. Hopefully, Canelo could get the sweepstakes, get him a winner for the Canelo Sweepstakes. You know what I'm saying? I know some has to do with the payday and how much Canelo's getting paid this next time out. Hopefully they get that settled. But yeah, bro, if you got Showtime, consider yourself set for boxing for the next couple months. Again, there's other networks with other fights, but this is huge for Showtime, and I hope they do pretty well, man. I don't want them to lose out like HBO had to duck down. I don't want them to duck down either. So let's get it, Showtime. See what you got.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
You're here with the Realest, Art of the Science, Aots. Don't forget to follow the social medias. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Excuse me. Okay, but that's the last straw.
Before I sign out of here, don't forget to check out Students of the Game with my partners, you know what I'm saying, Joseph Gregory, Chris Rouse. You know what I'm saying? We go live every Thursday and we drop the video on Friday. So go and check us out on Students of the Game Facebook page. Like I said, shout out to them boys. You know how we do it, man. Muy grande per usual. You know what I'm saying? Chris says he wants to do Griselda moves. But man, I ain't tripping. I understand what he's saying, bro. I mean, we just got to keep moving. And then, last but not least, I'd like to give my condolences to the family of Naazim Richardson, 55-year-old brother passed. I keep seeing that it's a long illness. I don't know which could it be. Like that could be many things: diabetes, sickle cell. It could be, you know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of things. However, still doesn't change the fact one of Philly's finest. He trained B-Hop, Shane Mosley, Steve Cunningham as well. And most recently, Stephen Fulton. Like I think he was the last fighter that he was. I ain't gonna say in contact with, but like most recently, that's who he's been working with. You know, and there was a lot of outpour from the boxing community. You know what I'm saying? He's very well known, smart brother. Knows, speaks highly of a lot of his fighters, especially the Philly fighters. Man, you ain't gonna find no one better than that man there, especially being around Bernard for how long he was. Good man. You know what I'm saying? I know at one time he had suffered a stroke in 2007, and he came back. And then when he came back, it was he was training Mosley, and Mosley was taking Margarito, and he was actually the one that found the wet pad when Margarito was getting his hands wrapped. And yeah, man, and then Sugar Shane went out there and beat this man senseless. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying, rest in power to that man. You know what I'm saying? Philly lost a good one, but he's always gonna be there for him. So, till next week, holla at your boys.
Thank you for listening to The Art of the Science.
You better start listening and stop playing.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Audio is on both Google and Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud.
I don't care who he is, man. I don't care what he does, man.
Follow me at JA_The Realest, at Art of Sci Boxing. That's ARTOFSCI Boxing. It's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Appreciate the listen. I catch you in these social media streets.
I love y'all very much. Peace out.